Hello everyone, welcome to High-Tech Study Plus. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter, that is chapter 2 of class 9th. Is matter around us pure? For this, let us consider an example of milk that is brought from market. This milk has two different meanings if we see it from two different perspectives. For a common person, pure means having no adulteration. For a scientist, milk is a mixture. Why? Because it contains water, fat, proteins, so it is not pure. Thus, from two different perspectives, the milk can be seen as two different things. For a person, it is pure, but for a scientist, it is not pure. Now, let us distinguish between pure substance and mixture. Pure substance consists of a single type of particles. For example, sodium chloride or the common salt that we use in our homes is a pure substance. Mixture refers to the combination of two or more pure substances. For example, soil is not a single pure substance. It consists of various particles of varying sizes. So, soil is a mixture. Another thing of difference is a pure substance cannot be separated by physical process into its chemical constituents. Let us take the example of sodium chloride. We cannot decompose it further into sodium and chlorine by physical processes. Some chemical reactions have to be done. Now, let us see the different types of mixtures. What are the different types of mixtures? Based on the uniformity in color and the texture, there are two types of mixture. One is homogeneous mixture and the other is heterogeneous mixture. Mixtures that have a uniform composition throughout are known as homogeneous mixture, whereas mixture that has non-uniform composition is called heterogeneous mixture. For example, sugar solution is a homogeneous mixture. If we drink a glass of lemon juice or nimbu pani as we say, then we see that each and every drop of that lemon juice tastes the same. Next, the example of heterogeneous mixture is oil and water. If we pour some oil in water, it doesn't dissolve in it. Next, based on whether the mixtures behave in a particular manner when left undisturbed for a few minutes, we divide it into three types: solution, suspension and colloidal solution. Let us first discuss about solution. Solution is a homogeneous mixture, that is, it is uniform throughout. Homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called a solution. For example, sugar solution. The particle of sugar is evenly distributed in the solution. If we drink sugar solution, then it tastes the same throughout. The taste doesn't change. Solution has two components. One is solute and the other is solvent. The part that is present in lesser quantity and is dissolved in another substance known as the solvent is called solute, and the part that is present in larger amount is known as the solvent. Let us take the example of sugar solution. To make a sugar solution, first of all we take a glass of water. So, water is present in higher amount and it is in water that we are going to dissolve the sugar. So, water is the solvent and sugar is the solute. Now, let us discuss the properties of solution. As we have discussed in its definition itself, it is a homogeneous mixture. Next, the particles are smaller than 1 nanometer in diameter. 1 nanometer is a unit of length and 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to the power of -9 meters. If the particles are such small, then obviously we can't see them with the help of naked eyes. Due to its very small particle size, they do not scatter beam of light. So, path of light is not visible in a solution. If they do not scatter the light, then we cannot see the path. The fourth and the last property is solute particles do not settle down if they are left undisturbed. Suppose we take sugar solution and we keep it aside for some time, hoping that the sugar particles will settle down. This is not going to happen at all. So, solute particles do not settle down when left undisturbed. So, solution is stable. We can remember it in this way by taking the example of sugar solution. If there is a question about writing the properties of solution, then we can refer this example and we can write the points very easily. Concentration of a solution. Depending on amount of solute, a solution can be said to be dilute, concentrated, saturated, unsaturated. A solution is said to be dilute if it has more amount of water. It is said to be concentrated if it has less amount of water. A solution is said to be saturated solution if at a particular temperature it has dissolved more solute as it is capable of dissolving, and it is said to be unsaturated if the amount of solute in the solution is less than the saturation level. Concentration of a solution refers to the amount of solute, it may be mass or volume of the solute present in the given amount of solution. So, it can be further categorized into three types: mass by mass percentage of a solution, mass by mass. So, mass of solute by mass of solution into 100 gives us the mass by mass percentage of a solution. Suppose we have been given that in 100 gram of a particular solvent, 20 gram of a solute is added. So, what will be the mass by mass percent? Mass by mass percent in this case, it can be found out by taking into consideration this formula. It can be written as 20 divided by 100 plus 20 into 100, and we will be getting the answer. Similarly, mass by volume percent of a solution can be said mass of a solute divided by volume of the solution into 100. Volume by volume percentage can be said as volume of solute by volume of solution into 100. As we are expressing this in percentage, we have to multiply 100. The second thing that we are going to study after solution is suspension. As its name suggests that particles remain suspended, and if the particles remain suspended, then it is a non-homogeneous system or a heterogeneous system. Solids are dispersed in liquids. The solute particles do not dissolve, but they remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. The particles are visible with a naked eye. Let us take the example of the glass that has been tick marked. Here we see that the particles have settled down. This is the example of muddy water. If we leave muddy water for some time undisturbed, if we do not touch it or shake it, then the particles will settle down slowly at the bottom, and these particles are visible with our naked eye even when it is suspended. So, muddy water is an example of suspension. The properties of suspension are: it is a heterogeneous mixture, the particles can be seen with naked eye, a beam of light is scattered if it passes through it and makes its path visible. In the diagram that has been tick marked right now, here we see that the particles can be seen and the path of the light is also visible. We can say that this is the path that has been followed by light inside the suspension. The fourth point is solute particles settle down if they remain undisturbed, and the solute particles can be separated by filtration method. With this, we end today's video. Thank you. For more such videos, stay tuned, like, share and subscribe our channel.